I'm gonna work on something a little different today. See that? I'm just putting off finishing polishing that inner primary. I just dread doing it. So I'm gonna work on my throttle cable and choke cables there today. And I saved these from the original cables, the splitter boxes, and they were just packed full of grease, white grease, I think, and it's pretty gummy. So we want to clean that out. See if I can get it out of there. It's real sticky. Like you want these cables to be really free. The old bikes like this don't have a return cable, so you want to make sure they're. Let me lower this down a little bit. It's going to return nice and easy. Yeah, I was over at Peter's there today, and just getting the swing arm. We had to prep it a little bit there from where I ground it down for that new slider. And he's going to primer that in the oil tank. Pretty sure he said tomorrow. I don't think he's doing it today. And once he gets the primer on there, I'm going to see if he can paint it. Maybe I'll paint it on Monday. Monday's a holiday here. Oh, get that painted. And see, I'm a little worried about putting the battery box in. This is all just loose because I don't know how I'm going to get the oil tank in there. Like, I'll loosen this off. Can I fit the oil tank in and fit it in like this? Or do I got to take the carbs back off again to fit it in this way? Like, I'm hoping I can fit it in here somehow or loosen this up. You know, I'm not taking that freaking motor out. I might have to take the carbs off again. So I don't want to do anything until I have that oil tank in there. I can't tighten up anything until the oil tank's in there. Can't tighten up the Z plates, nothing. So that's why I'm on hold here. But what I should be doing is working on this inner primary here. Because once I get that on, I can put the primary chain on and get some blood pumping in the veins here. I'm going to rig something up to turn that, pump that engine over without kicking it. I'm going to put an electric motor on it or something. Pull the spark plugs out, put electric motor on it. But I got to have the oil tank on, I have oil in it to do all that, so. Yeah, this is really gummed up. I'm just trying to get it all free and clear. The Heritage Softail's back over there because it's running rich on the rear cylinder. How that can happen, I don't know. I figured a bad coil. One carburetor for 2 cylinders. How does one run richer? Same compression in both of them. I'm told if the rear intake boot is leaking on it, to me, if it's got an air leak, it's running lean. It just doesn't make sense to me. But they claim that you get a 1.5 charge of fuel because it's a V45. It'll get an extra charge of fuel So I took the boots all off and replaced them. They were rotted out. The main one was rotted out. The two, it's right here. This is the main boot on that Harley. You can see it's all right. This is from the carburetor to the intake manifold, and these are the individual ones to each cylinder. And they're kind of dried out. They're not cracked or broken or anything, but we'll try that. I was told that if that rear boot is leaking, it'll run rich on that cylinder. How that can happen, it doesn't make sense to me. Something to do with the valve timing, cam timing. But we can get the throttle all set up, get the choke set up. I don't mind doing that. I've got some fresh white grease I could put back in here. Maybe a little bit. There we go. Okay. That's clean, that's clean. You gotta clean this one. I'll clean this up and get back to you. Okay. I was trying to clean out this piece here, and still some stuff in there. The white grease, after so many years in there, has turned hard, just like clay. Like here's a chunk here that I got out of it. Listen, you hear that? Like hard as a rock. So if you got some old cables with splitter boxes in them that you haven't cleaned out in a long time with white grease, that's unbelievable. I've never seen it packed like that hard. And that's white grease. Okay, so I'm going to do the choke first. I ordered 4 cables identical, and 2 cables go into here. The little centerpiece has a bigger hole at the one end for the 2 cables, and then the opposite end has a bigger hole for the main cable that goes up to the handlebars. So we put these 2 in first. And then I got this cable here with the adjuster on it. I'm going to put that up by the handlebars. And I got some new white grease. New in the tube, but the tube's 25 years old. Just put a little bit on there. Don't need too much. Oh, just like that. They make these splitter boxes out of aluminum too. I think these are the original ones. I'm just going to take a little bit of white grease and just lube up the ends of the throttle just a little bit here. Any place that I can get it on. I have a pressurized cable luber as well too, but right now just put a little bit of white grease on it, something on it, just enough to coat it. Okay, let's put it on the bike. Had to do the throttle cable at the same time, because you got to put them both in at the same time if you're gonna finish it. So I got them both fixed, all ready to go. What was I gonna say there? Anyways, oh yeah, okay, this is what I was gonna say. This is the end of my throttle cable. I ordered this off eBay. I don't know if it's off a Triumph or BSA or whatever. The stock Norton cable comes straight down like this. It just comes straight down, just hangs down like this, and then rolls back into the carb. I hate that. I don't like that. I don't even think that's even safe. You know, you catch a branch, a bird, anything hits that thing, your throttle's cranked wide open. I don't know. To me, it's just an accident waiting to happen. So I happened to find on eBay, I don't know if it's off a Triumph or what it's off of, or a different model Norton, but this throttle cable with a 90 on it, because I want this throttle cable to, like any bike, Suzuki, Yamaha, Honda, any other model, come down like this, loop over, go between triple trees so it protects it, and then underneath the tank to the carburetors. That's how I want it to go. So that's it's going to be a little different than a stock one, but to me it's safer. A little safer. You only got one cable on these bikes. I gotta take that out first. Has a little split collar where it goes into the throttle tube. I've just got a piece in there I gotta fix. The little piece on here, this piece on the end here that slides into the throttle assembly, I thought it had the old cable broken off in there, but it wasn't. I had to drill it out and make it fit for this cable. Nothing simple, nothing's easy. Especially when you're trying to use different parts. Okay, come on. Okay. So, was going to roll that way. Like that. This throttle I found in the garbage. I think I did a video a while ago at this estate sale house. The guy didn't have a will, and his friends were just cleaning out the house, getting it ready up for sale, throwing everything in the garbage. I found a Harley carburetor and intake manifold, and whoa, and this throttle assembly here. As soon as I saw it, I go, oh, that's British. Triumph or Norton. It's all chrome, way better shape than the one that came with the bike. Okay. Just gotta feed this over to the carbs. I'll do the choke cable too. Let me get a screwdriver and get that ready. If you ever buy, just trying to see if you can see that from there. Not a very good angle. I don't know. I can't do much about that. But anyways, this is all brand new and it's pretty dry. There's just a little dab of lubricant in there, so I'm going to put a little dab of white grease in there. She's pretty dry. There's nothing on there. Oh, I don't want to buy more white grease. It's been 25 years. There we go. A little dab left. Like all the washers, everything are right dry. Spring washer. Put a little dab in there too. All right, let's try that. Okay, let me get set up for the change of plans. Took the throttle off. I think it's going to be easier this way. It's going to give me more free play in all the cables. Because you need lots of free play to get this on. Come on, get in there. And you gotta squeeze this spring back. Stick it in there. This is easier this way, I can tell so far. And then drop the needle in. Might have to do the same for the choke too, we'll see. Let's see if we can get the choke in there. I've got a new spring and a dowel here for the choke. Whoops, there's a cap. Put it through the cap first. Turn the tension all the way in. Pretty sure that goes like that. The dowel kind of keeps the spring together so it doesn't, so the spring doesn't flop over on you. Yeah, maybe it goes that way. We need as much free play as we can get here. Okay. Get in there. Oh, fuck. Backwards. Oh, I don't know if I can hang on to this. I probably got to take the choke lever off at the other end. I think that's going to be easier. I learned the hard way. Got them all together. Easiest thing is to disconnect the throttle cable, disconnect the choke cable here, so you got lots of free play, and then put the cables in. But I've got an issue. This cable that I bought here, Triumph cable or whatever it is, I don't have enough free play. There's no free play there. So I haven't done it in a long time, but I'm going to take this apart, this cable here, and extend it. I'll solder on a new end, and I think I need about an inch more free play. So luckily I tried that out now, and I'm not sure if it goes through that top ice elastic or not. It's a good place for it to fit in there, holds the cables in place. If it doesn't, I'll have to undo the ice elastic and slide them out. But I think that's how I'm going to run it. Not sure if I'm going to run it in the tunnel of the fuel tank or in between the coils, down by the coils. Not quite sure there yet. I might look at on the internet and see how people are running it. But I got to fix this cable here. There's not enough free play. I'm going to add a couple inches to that. I think it's about 70 degrees today. A little bit of rain. Kind of cooler for working. I got the front fender on. I'm going with this fender for now because I just don't know when that one's going to get painted. And I found a whole bunch of brass screws here that came with this bin. Bought that bin at an auction, an estate sale for 40 bucks with all kinds of nuts and bolts and everything in it. And it came with here's one here. whole bunch of these. I polished them up and put them in the bike here. Found some stainless steel bolts for that, and I polished it up as best I can. I can clean up a little bit more, but there's a little bit of pitting to it, but this is going to have to do for this fall, because I want to ride this bike next month. I'm not going to wait for this thing to be painted. It'll take forever. Have to work on it over the winter again, I guess. So I started putting the cables on. I've been looking at all kinds of pictures in the pamphlets, and this is the way, actually the way these cables are routed, I got this wrong. They go on the inside of this bracket right in here, according to the 1970 brochure. So I'll reroute those and put them in here. That's where that goes. And then I was looking at the this brake cable. I've been screwing around with that. I ordered one a year or so ago, and I went to put it on. It was too short, and it was off a pre-Commando Norton. So I had the original cable, and I just kind of cleaned it all up, and the inner cable is good. It's not rotted out. It has the original brake switch built into it. I don't know how that works, or even if it does work. And I was looking on the internet to see how that's routed. A lot of people route it on the inside here, and then they run it on the outside up into here. But they all run it through between the gauges. Same with the clutch cable, it goes between the gauges. And about half the people ran on the outside, half ran on the inside. But from what I can see from the brochures and everything, it goes on the inside like this, and then up through the triple tree. And there's a, on the, right back up in here, on the front fender bracket, there's a hole right there drilled. And there's supposed to be a little bracket that comes out with a loop for the cable to go through, and I think I have that. I was looking all over the internet for what's supposed to be there, and I remember seeing, I should have had a look before I turned this video camera on, but I remember seeing one around here somewhere. I know I've got one. I gotta look around for that, but I've seen that little piece somewhere. So I gotta find that. And the bicycle shop around the corner, they make stainless steel. They use stainless steel on the expensive mountain bikes and road bikes. The bikes that this guy sells, like the cheapest bike the guy sells in the store is like $6,500, and everybody puts the stainless steel inners on. So I'm hoping, I think they're a little bit thinner than this, but I'm going to check it. But he's a friend of mine, James, and I'm going to see if he can make me new inner cable. Make sure I get the 3 inches in here, and that'll be for the throttle cable. So that's where I'm at today, and I'm pretty sure, you can't see this in any pictures where these cables route through, but I'm sure they got to route through that upper isoelastics. I can't see it going anywhere else. And then when I get the throttle cable, I'll show you how I'm going to balance these. Balance them by hand for starters, and then we can put a vacuum gauge on them here and dial them in at the end if we have to a little bit. But should be able to balance them pretty damn good just with my hands. I think that's all I've got done for now. I got the choke cable on, straight cable, it goes down this way. Okay, that's where I'm at today. I found it. I'm pretty sure that's the cable holder. I'll sandblast that, paint it, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna go like that. I saw it on one bike on the internet, and I think that I'm sure that's gonna be it. I don't know where else that would go. Anyways, I'll sandblast that, paint it, and get it ready to go. This is how I believe the cables go from what I can see from the original pamphlets and photographs of the stock Nortons. Over the outside of that bolt, and then inside the halo. Inside the halo bracket like that. So this is for the 69, 70 models, that's how that would go. And then they're clamped to the down tubes. One clamp is here, and one clamp is over here. And the tack goes on the inside, and so does the rear speedo cable. And this will run up under the frame like this to the back swing arm. And the choke cable, from what I can see, runs down here through the middle of the gauges. And the stock throttle would normally just hang straight down here and tuck in. And it looks like all the cables go above the coils in the tunnel of the fuel tank, so they're all going to be going up here. From everything that I can see, that's where they're going to go. I don't see on any bike, I don't see the cables hanging underneath the coils. They're all above it, so that's where that goes. And I'm running them through here. Haven't verified that yet, but to me that's just the best location for it. It locks it in both ways. To me that's got to be right. Okay. I can't do nothing without that oil tank and the swing arm, and I'm still waiting for my buddy to paint them. They're all primered, ready to go. Today's Monday. I'm hoping tomorrow or Tuesday, Wednesday. I told him, I said I gotta have them this week. So we'll see where that goes. And I'm gonna work on this inner primary. I want to turn this engine over, so that's all I can do. I think everything else is pretty much done. Except for wiring, but I'm going to do that last. Okay, that's it for today. I lost 2 videos because I had that radio on too loud yesterday when I was doing the videos on putting the slide in and the choke. It's actually not a choke. They call it an air valve. And I can show you how that works. So I lost 2 videos there. So just to give you an overview of that video, I got the choke and throttle assembly in there. The throttle assembly was too short because I've gone with that aftermarket, or that not aftermarket, but a Triumph cable, I believe it is, or BSA. It loops back this way, so I'm gonna extend that, make it longer. And what I found, it was easier to have these cables disconnected up here on the throttle, because it's easy to pop them off and on. Have them all disconnected, and then feed the cables here into the slide for the air valve and the throttle slide. That worked out the best. Pretty sure that goes through there, through the isoelastic. And yeah, I lost 2 videos doing that, and I wanted to show how to extend your cable or make it, and lost that video. But what you do is, like on this original cable, has the fitting on the end here like this. You heat it up, I put this in a vise, you heat it up with a torch, and you melt the solder, and it'll slide right off the end. Then you can run your new cable on the inside, a longer cable, and then you adjust this to your, I need 3 inches of free play, and then resolder it on. And I screwed that video up. There's the original throttle that came with the bike there, but like I said, I found that chrome one in the garbage. It's a lot nicer. I'm gonna go with that. So anyways, that's what happened to the videos there. You probably, there's a gap in my videos, so I lost it because I have my camera stand right about here, and the speaker to my stereo is right up there. So it picked up the sound from the stereo, and then I get A trademark complaint or something like that it is. Okay, that's it for today. The next video's got to be on this inner primary, reassembling all this. I've got to do that next. I can't do the swing arm and rear wheel until Peter finishes painting that. So that's the next episode.